QST from the Denver Radio Club. Welcome to the Denver Radio Club Net, being held on repeater W0TX. This is a meeting held on the air every Sunday evening at about 8:30 p.m. Good evening. My name is Jim. My call sign is Kilo Zero, Tango Oscar Romeo. I'll be your net control station transmitting from Littleton, Colorado. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this net, say break at any pause, and the net will be suspended until the emergency or priority traffic is completed. This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs. We're here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings of the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And with COVID-19 restrictions, we have virtual meetings, and we conduct our meetings on Google Meets. And the address to that website is on our club website, W0TX.org. Or if you're on our mail list, you'll get an email that has the address for that website as well. Our next meeting will be on November the 17th. An Elmer session is held at 6 p.m. just prior to our monthly meeting. This session addresses any amateur radio questions that you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio, interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, every Wednesday at 7:30, except the third Wednesday when a monthly meeting is held, there's a learning net held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio related questions. As a General Interest Club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, City of Lakewood Police Department, the West Metro Fire District, and St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who would like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you would like to help. Our current president is Jerry Vilhauer, W0JV. Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website address is W0TX.org. Again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223.
W0TX repeater.
The Denver Radio Club also participates in the Arrl Volunteer Examiner Program. Again, with the COVID restrictions, we don't hold our testing as often as we did. Requires a greater amount of space in order to get everyone separated now far enough away so that we can meet the COVID restrictions. But we try to put that information out on this net and also on our website as far as when we're going to have, when we plan to have testing sessions. So if you monitor this website, you'll be able to stay up to date on that. Also, we have other members that are gracious enough to tell us what other clubs are doing in the area as well as far as testing. So it should be a good place for you to find locations to do your test. And if you have other questions in regarding the VE team, VE testing, I should say, you can contact our VE team lead, Tom Krzyzewski. Tom's call sign is KC2CHE, and his number is 720-284-1911. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TR serving his net control. Are there any special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now.
And 0 ETV, brief announcement.
N0ATV. Lance, go ahead with your announcement.
Yes, the Mile High VE team ran testing yesterday morning at HRO. We had 2 candidates, scheduled candidates, no walk-ins, and we awarded 1 general license and 1 tech license. And N0ATV back to net control.
N0ATV, Lance, this is K02R. Thanks for that, and we have you checked in. We have any other special announcements or bulletins for the net? If so, please call now. Before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check into the Denver Radio Club net this evening. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 Hz PO repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 MHz with a minus 600 kHz offset, or 448.625 MHz with a minus 5 MHz offset. Are they visiting radio amateurs who would like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now. Next, I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call now. I'll now take regular check-ins in groups. Please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
Whiskey 0, Bravo Kilo Sierra, Barb in Wheat Ridge with traffic.
November 5, Charlie Mike Kilo Greg in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Bravo 0 Alpha Mike Juliet, Clyde in Arvada, no traffic.
Whiskey Bravo 0 Alpha Kilo Victor, WB0 AKV Rich in Westminster, no traffic.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0DPR Paul, W0BKS Barb with traffic, N5CMK Greg, KB0AMJ Clyde, and WB0AKV Rich. Make second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
Alpha Fox 0 Echo, Alex Bromfield.
WD0CIB, WD0CIB, Charles and Denver.
And at Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. AF0E, Alex, and WD0CIV, Charles. Move on down the alphabet, and radio amateurs call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call out.
Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo. AA 0 JK Fred in Arvada. Good evening. No traffic.
W0TV Jerry Westminster.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor K6HJV Tom Arvada. No traffic.
And at Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. AA0JK Fred, and W0GV Jerry, and K6HJV Tom. Make a second call for radio amateurs. This call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
W0TX Repeater.
Moving down the alphabet, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0, Kilo Papa 0, 7 Victor.
Here in Inglewood.
Whiskey 0, Lima Foxtrot, Orland and Golden, no traffic, over. Kilo Echo 0, Oscar Sierra India, Tom Highlands Ranch, no traffic.
Just looking at it, an older 2004 edition of the October 2004 edition of the Nuts and Bolts magazine here. Just kind of looking back through some older things here, so don't hesitate to jump in with anything here. Listening to check-ins from the Denver Radio Club.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins, I'm sorry. First, K0KPS, I believe it was, about halfway through got walked on, and I did not catch the second one, so if you don't hear your call, we'll come back in the second call. Next, I had WW0LF Orland, KE0OSI Tom, and then I had just nothing but hash. I could not make out anything, so missed two of them this last time. Let me make a second call. Radio amateurs, whose call suffixes beginning with the letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
KD0 NRO Reed Arvada.
W0BKS. I didn't hear the call sign, but I did hear Lanier trying to check in. so I want to be sure you get her.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KD0NRO Reed, and thanks, Barb, for the relay. K0LPR Lanier. Moving on down the alphabet, radio amateurs whose call suffixes beginning with letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo, Stan in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo Victor Zulu, John in Lakewood, no traffic. Please copy Kilo 0, Tango Oscar Charlie, David in Evergreen, no traffic.
November 0, Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood, good evening.
Kilo Echo 0, Golf Papa Romeo, John in Evergreen.
Kilo Bravo Niner, Quebec Delta Golf, KB Niner QDG, Carl, Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Delta 0, Whiskey Papa, Quebec, Tom in Aurora.
At control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WB2 SHR Stan, KE0RVZ John, K0TOC David, N0TRP Jim, KE0GPR John, and KB9er QDG Carl. And Tom, I missed the first letter. I got D0DWQ. Could you come back with the first letter of your call, please?
Kilo Delta 0, Whiskey Papa, Quebec, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Kilo Delta 0, Whiskey Papa, Quebec, Tom. Thank you for that. Make a second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now. All right, we'll move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
KF0UV, Marshall and Glendale.
AC0VC, Bill and Elizabeth.
Kilo Alpha 0, Victor Bravo Alpha, Curtis in Lakewood.
November 1, Zulu Tango Tango, Dan in Denver, no traffic. Echo 0, Yankee Kilo Victor, Bill in Lakewood.
And in control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KF0UV Marshall, AC0VC Bill, K80VBA Curtis, N1CTT Dan, and KE0YKV Bill. Make second call for radio amateurs. Call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
Kilo 0 Yankee Echo Sierra, Ken in Broomfield.
W0TX Repeater.
That's a fairly big soldering, or what? Even that's a fairly large probe. Look at that probe there on the yellow cable. Got your alligator.
Net control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. K0.
Fairly standard probe here, and then look at this guy here. Jeez, almighty.
Kilo Charlie 8 India, Lynn in Denver.
Kilo Golf 0, Yankee Quebec, Mark in Englewood.
Listen to the check-ins of the Denver Radio Club, Sunday Night Learning Net, or Sunday Night Net, excuse me. Thank you all for being here on YouTube, watching, just browsing things on reddit.com/amateur radio, and just a few other things here. It's pretty quiet usually on the Sunday Night Nets, but don't hesitate to chime in if you want anything relayed over the.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KC8I Lynn. And Mark, I think KG0 and question mark because of noise. Could you come back and fill me in with the call again, please?
Yes, sir. It's Kilo Golf. KG01.
Sorry, you're breaking up there, but could you try it again, please?
Kilo Golf 0 Yankee Quebec, KG0YQ, copy.
Just forget it that time, KG0YQ. Thank you, Mark. All right, there'll be a chance for late check-ins a little later in the net. And at this time, I'd like to turn the net over to our club president, Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV, cover club business. Go ahead, Jerry, the net is yours.
Alrighty, Jim. Well, thanks for doing the net. Welcome, everybody. Don't have too much to tell you tonight, just that our regular meeting will be this coming Wednesday, and we're going to have John, W6NBC, doing a presentation on making practical foil metal antennas using like copper or aluminum tape, and so it'll be quite interesting, kind of unique, and these are for VHF, UHF antennas, of course. So keep that in mind and get online here coming Wednesday. I've been asked by some people, if we're looking at trying to do in-person meetings again, and yeah, we are. We're actively looking and see what the possibilities are. So we would like to get back to that. This COVID situation keeps going up and down, as you all know. So, well, that is high on our priority as far as me and our board and all. So I don't have much else. We'll just look forward to hopefully a big turnout on Wednesday, and look forward to seeing you all virtually then. W0GV, back to you, Jim.
Thanks, Jerry. Look forward to that. And let's see, W0BKS Barb, you had traffic. Go ahead, and net is yours.
W0BKS. I hope this is an appropriate time to say thank you, Jim, and we are grateful and appreciate you. I don't know about anyone else, but I do know that this Sunday Night Net has helped me get through this pandemic period. Just to have this time together, and there are people of many different vintages, I know, tuning in, and I want everyone to know that Jim Beal has been doing this net control on Sunday night for more than 30 years. So thank you so much, Jim. We do appreciate you. Over.
W0BKS Barb, thanks for that. Appreciate it. I don't know if it's been 30 years. It has been quite some time, but we enjoy doing it, and we appreciate the comments as far as keeping you from getting bored with this COVID thing. I can agree with that. Like Jerry said, we sure like to get back and get some face-to-face meetings, but with the COVID pandemic going on, it doesn't seem like it's going to slow down much to do that. So we'll just have to bear with it and see how long it's going to take. But thank you for that. And let's see, I don't see anyone else that indicated they had traffic. This is K0TR. And this is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TR Net Control Station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call out. All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now.
Late check-in, November 0, Golf Tango Golf, Kurt in Denver.
And Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in, N0GTG Kurt. All right, at this time I'd like to go through and review the upcoming Hamfests and this next weekend's contest. First Hamfest I have on the calendar is Northern Colorado's Amateur Radio Club's Winter 2022 Hamfest. That's scheduled to be held on Saturday, January the 15th of 2022. That's going to be held at the ranch, and that's in Loveland. And their address is 5280 Arena Circle, and that's the big event center up there that's to the east of I-25. Let's see, the doors are going to open at 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. Admission this year is $7. They plan to have great door prizes, a free license exam, amateur radio presentations, exhibits, and demonstrations, and they'll actually have new and used equipment for sale. The license exam, that's free. You don't have to pay admission if you're just coming to take your license test. And testing starts at 9:30 in the morning. If you're upgrading, be sure to bring a copy of your current license. Let's see, I believe a website on here. I think well, they've got a website for registration for tables. That's going to be http://ncarc.net. And I think that pretty well covers that one. Next we have on the calendar is the Swap Fest. That's going to be held at the Adams County Fairgrounds, 9755 Henderson Road in Brighton. That's scheduled for Sunday, February the 20th, 2022. And doors open 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Admission is $5. 6-foot table advance purchase is $13. And if you need some more information on that, I guess, well, they do have VE testing. They're going to have the starts at 10 a.m. as well. But I guess for information, you can contact, the name is JJWEIN, B as in Bravo, at gmail.com. And I guess that covers that. Let's hope both of those are held they don't get canceled here at the last minute because of the COVID issues. It'll be a ways off yet, so hopefully we can get the COVID pandemic to settle down so we can actually start doing some face-to-face meetings. So, all righty, the upcoming contests. First one I have on the calendar here is the Arrl Earth Contest. It begins on November the 20th at 0 hours Zulu, goes through November 21st until 23:59 hours Zulu. And that's on 6 meters to 23 centimeters. That's the CW phone and digital contest. Next we have the Lcdx Contest. Begins on November 20th at 1200 hours Zulu, goes through November 21st until 1200 hours Zulu. That's at 80 through 10 meters. That's a CW and phone contest. Next, the Austrian 160 meter contest. That begins on November 20th at 1600 hours Zulu, goes through November 20th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That, of course, is on 160 meters, and that is a CW contest. Next, we have the RAF 160 meter contest. That begins on November 20th at 1700 hours Zulu, goes through November 21st until 0100 hours Zulu. That, of course, also is on 160 meters, and that's a CW contest. Next, we have the Feldhell Sprint. Begins on November 20th at 1900 hours Zulu, goes through November 20th until 20:59 hours Zulu. That is on 160 through 6 meters. That is a digital contest. And next we have the RSGB 1.8 megahertz contest. Begins on November 20th at 1900 hours Zulu, goes through November 20th until 2300 hours Zulu. That's on 160 meters, and that is a CW contest. And next we have the Arrl Sweepstakes Contest. That begins on November 20th at 2100 hours Zulu, goes through November 22nd until 02:59 hours Zulu. That is on 160 through 10 meters, and that is a phone contest. And next we have the Homebrew and Old Time Equipment Party. That begins on November 21st at 1300 hours Zulu, goes through November 21st until 1700 hours Zulu. That's on 80 and 40 meters. That is a CW contest. Next, we have the FIS Sunday Sprint. That begins on November 21st at 2100 hours Zulu, goes through November 21st until 2300 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters. That is the CW contest. And lastly, we have Run for the Bacon QRP contest. That begins on November 21st at 2300 hours Zulu. Goes through November 22nd until 0100 hours Zulu. That's on 160 through 10 meters, and that is the CW contest. And a couple reminders. The High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon with early check-ins beginning at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz, which is on the 40-meter band. And the Salvation Army Saturn Net, they meet at 1500 hours Zulu. That's at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. They meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on a frequency of 14.325 megahertz, which is on the 20-meter band. The Denver Radio Club maintains the following repeaters for use by all radio amateurs. The 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, the 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, the 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, the 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, the 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, the 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset. Our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset, and our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM, and that requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. The repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz PL tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz PL tone. We have a second repeater in the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency with each repeater having different frequency propagations, we ask that you monitor the frequency to ensure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station, W0TX node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with the 145.490 megahertz repeater. Each repeater requires a 100 hertz PL tone for activation, except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And for packet, we have an AX25 node on 145.050 megahertz repeater. And we have a 6-meter repeater on 53.09 megahertz with an input on 52.09 megahertz with a required 107.2 hertz PL tone. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Billhauer, W0GV. And I'd like to thank everyone for checking to the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great week. 7-3. And tonight we had a total of 33 check-ins, and the Denver Radio Club W0TX Net is now closed at 9:09, and repeater is available for regular use. This is K0TR Net Control Station, and please stand by a moment while I return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on W0TX repeater.
And this is K02R. I'll be clear. Good night, all.
I can feel it now, the light down. through the sky.